Hell yeah, now. We are live. So here's we go. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Freedom Forum on this such a fine Frida's Day. All right. The link is in the top of the chat for those of you who don't know what a Freedom Forum is. When we have an open panel and discussion, that is where everybody is welcome to come up on panel. We talk about what the fuck ever. A lot of the time is current events, but it's just what the fuck ever. And I'm going to be doing this for the next hour because I got a couple of bones of picking. You know what I'm saying? I got some bones to pick with the old big old baddos out there. And I want to point something out to y'all. These are bones that y'all should be picking too. Because if you ain't already picked these bones clean and been on the point of these motherfuckers don't listen, they don't do no right, they can't tell no right, you know, and we need to come back to this this settlement of a man is himself, a man is his own man. And no man may tell him what to do or what not to do, that he is not harming somebody else in a physical and unwanted manner. So, yeah. The link is down in there in the old Chattemer box. And if y'all want to come on up here, let's have ourselves a discussion on current events and topics, not limited to, but definitely including the state of just the American public today and their misunderstanding of what government is supposed to be. So therefore, as I've said before, welcome to the Freedom Forum. Y'all are welcome up here, and be so kind as to hit that whatever the fuck that thing is. I don't know. I don't look at it all that necessary. I'm just chilling for a second here, mind. Just bear with me, all right? Just a little bit. I got to chill just because if I don't, well, I won't be able to stay here very long. They started fucking with me harder than you can imagine. So make sure that you got subscribed up and all that. They've been dropping my counter lately, and I don't know why. Grant, welcome on up, brother.
Hey.
And yeah, one other thing though before we get started, make sure that you share it out. If you want to live stream on the side, you are invited to do so. All right, this stream is welcome to go as a, you know, share it out, stream from your own platform sort of thing. So by all means.
What's up, Blaine?
Permissions are open. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing better. I'm still kind of nervous from the medication I stopped taking 5 months ago, and man, hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. Oh my goodness. But I'm starting to get better now. I'm ready to go back to work. For some reason I'm on a watch list, so I got to figure that out because, you know, the job is going to do a background check on me. I don't know if that'll show up. I'm not a bad person, you know.
No, all those watch lists, they show up. All right, I'm just going to be honest with you. They do show up, but it only shows up if you're doing a federal job. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're doing a state or federal job, that's when it shows up. Otherwise, if it's like a low-level security, if it's just like a machine shop job, or basic stuff, it doesn't show up, not so much as being a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I'm not a problem. Trust me on that. I'm harmless, actually. I just defend myself. But like you were saying, like people that go out and just look for it or hurting other people in different ways. I've never been that kind of person. I don't understand why people are like that. Like there's no excuse for it. And I wish people would honestly. I mean, I don't understand why people got to screw each other over, and I just never understood that. And I just want people to know, just stay positive and please forgive everybody. Going through this made me self-reflect so much, and I can't let it beat me down. I'm not going to let it. And I just hope everybody forgives me, because I thought everybody was out to get me for a minute, and they're not, man.
Hey, brother, that's the name of the game, didn't you know? As soon as you start speaking the righteous stuff, you start, on the being on the up and up level, telling the truth, getting your mind out there right. I'm gonna tell you now, that's the moment when the hate starts flying. And I've gotten it from all angles myself. I just knew that because it was coming at me, I was doing something right.
Well,
Because you're never gonna please everybody. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
that was my problem, dude. I like cared what everybody thought of me, man. And like I say I a lot, but I'm not really narcissistic, and not
Well,
narcissistic at
that's
all.
because, man,
Isolated.
look, in our society, we come from a situation where individualism is appropriate. All right, you come from an understanding of yourself. So, and the only person you can really speak for is yourself. That's why it seems narcissistic, but really it's just a situation of, this is the only way I can interject myself into the equation, is speaking from my experience. If I go outside of my experience, then all it is opinion.
I got you. Yeah, that's one thing, man, is I still got to work on that, but I'm working on it, I'm lacking as far as in getting stuff done around here, but I mean, I'm gonna get back on that fast. Um, my old job knows I will work my ass off, and I'm changing, and it's for the best. It's just the duration of coming off that medication, man, of 13 years, 8 milligrams a day. I mean, surprised I'm not
Yeah.
dead. Oh my goodness. I'm happy now that I'm not chained to the doctor. I don't have to depend on nothing, you know? Now I could literally work 7 days a week, and not have to worry about like being a certain way. I'm just gonna be myself. I know I could tell, y'all were concerned. A lot of people are. I just want to thank everybody, because if it weren't for y'all YouTubers, man, I don't know where I'd be, man. And I never had, I want to say the word, but I've never been self-destructive in that way. But I know, I've done a lot of research on this particular subject or topic, and a lot of people don't make it. And I feel for them, and what I want to do. I know I'm talking. I got to get back into my mind, kind of socialize, And I just want to help people that are going through the same thing, that they'll be okay. You know what I mean? Because they need that validation. They need it, because man, because other people are gonna literally think they're crazy, like permanently, and it's not. They're just temporarily, like I guess paranoid and everything else. Can't really comprehend it.
That's one of the reasons why I have aught with this fucking bullshit red flag crap that they've gone and already done, and then come back with on the other side of it. Because what a lot of people who have like just minor depression, or and when I say minor depression, it's not a depression like I hate myself, I want to fucking die. Okay, it's the minor depression of shit just ain't going right for me. Things aren't right for me. Things aren't doing good. I'm not happy. Things like that. Okay.
Okay.
You know, it's not major depression. Major depression is different from minor depression, and there are differences. Now, I'm saying what they've done in effect with the just, you know, in California with their Baker's Act law and shit, um, and that's been translated across the country, mind you. The people who have had mental health disorders or, you know, mental health diagnosis, I'll say.
Okay.
Now, these aren't folk that are like yeah, just they don't appear any different. I mean, let me put it this way. Do I appear to you to be insane or to hallucinate or have delusions of grandeur thinking I'm greater than I should be?
No, I trust you.
Honestly.
That's why I'm up here. That's why I'm up here, man, because I really trust you, dude. And you make me feel comfortable. I mean, I don't swing that way, if you know what I'm saying. I don't even want to say that.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
do
I'm being honest, dude. I'm being honest, man. And that's the way I'm going to keep it. And, I can't see you being insane or crazy. You know what I'm saying? And, I think you're a good person, dude. Honestly.
Now, if I told you that I was diagnosed with schizoaffective bipolar disorder with psychotic tendencies and an interest in my own delusions of grandeur with visual and auditory hallucinations, would you believe that?
I wouldn't believe the diagnosis itself because they can't even understand schizo. I mean, there's people obviously have problems, but what the doctors can label you to sell their medication, I don't believe a lot of diagnosis. You know what I mean? You know, you get it. And
Yeah,
no,
I do.
You know,
Well,
I could tell when I.
Well, did you know that with that diagnosis, regardless if it actually holds any weight, once that diagnosis has been placed, you know, handed down and whatnot, and you have any instance where you have a minor emotional breakdown, say like, for instance, you're coming off of some of those psych meds because you know they're not for you, you know that they're doing your body harm and stuff like that. You know you're coming back down off of it. You're trying to do things right, and so you have an emotional breakdown. Say, like something overwhelming happens, and your mind can't process it, and so your body processes it. Your body goes into action, fight or flight, and you either fight or run away. In that instance. Later on, because you're still in an emotional breakdown, you end up having to deal with somebody who does not necessarily understand what's going on, and therefore calls up the police because, hey, you can't handle it yourself, call in backup, right? Well, later on down the road, this comes into effect as being what's called a worry for the safety of self or others. And that is what triggers the Baker's Act, which is colloquially known as a 5150. And that's just because that's the police call sign over the radio.
Now, I heard of Baker's Act, but what is that? I heard of it in Florida.
The Baker's Act has to do with a feller who had a mental breakdown, name of Julius Baker. Had a mental breakdown. He had possession of a firearm at the time, and because nobody would help him, and he was in such dire straits, and he was looking around for help and all that shit. He was asking for help. Nobody would help him. There were mental health institutions at the time, but they were kind of sketchy, like they still are. All right. And there was nobody out there that was like an outreach group, so much so that he knew of at the time. All right. People that are actually getting out there doing the footwork, not just doing the, you know, we'll have a call line for you. So he ended up going and shooting his family, killing
Damn.
his mother, his daughter, his wife, his dad, and his brother, and then taking his own life.
Dang. That's crucial.
Now, because of the emotional upwell, you get with people who are, of course, just reacting to a situation. The government steps in and says, well, we've got to fix it right here. And they said, if you have this problem, you cannot purchase a firearm or be in possession of a firearm or any other dangerous or destructive device or any other weapon which may do harm to yourself or others for 5 years.
Damn.
After which, if you have ever in that period of time or after that fact ever had another instance where police have to be called in the instance to utilize their PET training, which is prevention of extreme acts and terrorism training. Basically, they have to put you in restraint. They have to take you to the mental ward because they can't take you to the jail because you're not necessarily committing a crime. You're just a danger to yourself or someone else, according to this other person.
Dang.
That in turn will delete for the rest of your natural life your ability to ever purchase a firearm, a modern firearm, ever again.
Holy crap.
And if you have ever been on any psychological medications for 15 years after your last dosage of those psych medications, you cannot purchase a firearm.
Holy crap. Now I could see like a crucial psych med. In my case, it's just an anti-anxiety medication. And my cousin,
they all work with that, they all work with other things. So
I let somebody know that somebody was messing.
It's not even so much a crucial psych med, brother. It's just a matter of, like, say, Effexor XR. That's a mood stabilizer, right? That just makes it so that everything's peaceful and calm and happy. Well, flip side of that is, so when you come down off of it, if you're not willing to hurt somebody else to do whatever, protect yourself or something like that, and you do the runaway thing like I did when I was 19, you'll end up having a problem with your cognitive reflexes and actually go into a fit where you start punching inanimate objects because you cannot control your emotions.
Dang.
Because of that medication. And all it is just a mood stabilizer. It's your body reacting on the flip side of everything. And that is a problem with these meds. They don't, the desired effect has so many side effects and so many alternative effects that they're just not worth it.
No.
And that being said, I look at this and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I was on these medications at one time. I'm lucky to be able to have air guns anymore. Let that blow your mind right a second. I can buy air guns. I can have black powder guns. I can have a bow and arrow. I know how to make explosives. I actually know how to do that.
Damn.
But I'm not allowed to own any of those. Any of the firearms, explosives, military equipment, such and such. No body armor, nothing like that.
Because the withdrawal from the medication?
No. Because at one time, I had a mental breakdown of an emotional type. And it led to them finding out more about my history, where my youth years, because at the age of 4, I was diagnosed with ADD. So they put me on Ritalin. the age of 6, I was diagnosed with aggressive tendencies. Lo and behold, what's one of the side effects of Ritalin? It's just a snowball effect of different medications giving me different diagnoses. And finally, what ended up happening is one of those diagnoses, which came from having too many medications at the same time of different kinds. I had a prescription drug induced hallucination. Mind you, it was drug induced.
Right.
The doctors didn't see it that way.
They labeled it something else.
Yes.
They didn't.
Exactly.
They were trying to blame you instead of the medication. Yeah.
Right. So since this diagnosis was all the way back there in my history, all right, I was probably about 13 years old when this diagnosis came about. All the way back there in my history, they were able to look and find out about this because I had a simple emotional break from coming off of the medications that they put me on in the first place in order to deal with all this bullshit, which was created by them putting me on medications in the first place because I was a kid and I'm Native American. ADD is a thing where you have split perception. You can keep your mind on a multitude of different things, even though it looks like you're paying attention to one thing in particular.
Right. Okay.
It's attention deficit disorder, but it's not really a deficit. It's an addition. That's why, we used to say, yeah, I have ads. Because I can add things together. I know what's going on over my yard. I know what's going on next door. My ears are still going. My mind is still going. My eyes are still jumping around and all that. But I'm paying attention to what's happening here.
Hypersensitivity, it seems like.
It's like hypersensitivity, yeah. But it's hypersensitivity as a child. And every child has this. But also, people who have Native American descent have a natural tendency to be this way all the way through their lives.
I didn't know this because I'm got a lot of Cherokee blood in myself. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But hey, you ever wonder why you have this tendency to just keep your mind is always racing, you're always wandering and always looking at everything going on, and you can perceive minute little shit that happens?
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I got you. Let's see. I mean, like I'd say about 3 months ago, man, my computer was being messed with, and you could see prompt screens flash when you open your computer, and it kept doing that. And I'm like, what the heck? And then like it started doing stuff uncontrollably. Like I wasn't typing, I wasn't doing anything. I didn't know what to do.
They used an auto clicker bug to infiltrate your computer when you sign in. Like as you sign in, that little thing pops up and then it goes away. The auto clicker clicks the little, open. It's like an open program something or other. It's a backdoor system for them, and then they can get onto your computer and just be able to fuck around with it.
That's what's going on. Even my phones, man. My phones right now are doing that.
After a while, it overloads with all of the data that it just builds up and builds up and builds up, because it's also used by the US government to sit there and spy on you. Yes, this is well known. I'm not giving out any kind of information that's not well known. Thank you, Mr. Snowden. But my point remains,
I figured it was something like that, to that nature.
And that's everybody. We've got to deal with it. And you know what? I do it by simply not giving a fuck.
That's what I had to start doing. And I did. That's what I did. Same here. Same thing. I was just like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Because I mean, I ain't got money or nothing anyways. But dude, like even my social media, man.
Like a new T-shirt for you? I'm just saying, brother. I want to point out. Does that hat look like it's brand new?
This happened too. I gotta get a
mean,
fan, man. I'm too low. Look,
I
I
only
look
look
like
low
a
right
goofy
now.
motherfucker on here. I look goofy as hell on the camera, man.
Hey, don't feel bad about it.
Nah, like you said, you gotta learn not to give a fuck. That was my problem, dude. I cared what everybody thought about me, man. I don't know why. It was just a feeling of like, okay, like
Well,
people think
see,
I'm some sort of shit or something.
this is just quick segue. This is how I deal with it, so that I can get past it and not give a fuck. Because your mind, if you don't let the trigger trip, your mind will constantly have it back there, just bugging the shit out of you.
Right.
So what I do is I'll walk off, and then I'll shout at in a room all by myself or something, at 4 walls or something, just and then get it done. Or if that person in that instance is deserving of that particular, then I'll let fly.
Well, like you said, man, it doesn't bother me. Like 3 months ago, or even I think it was 4 months ago, man, and I just went myself. And it was a dude from the medication withdrawal, and I did the research. I met people online. It happened to them too, and just it makes you just noited. It makes you think everybody's out to come get you. But now it's different. Like now I'm finally just to the point to where it doesn't bother me like everybody thinks it does. I'm not like thinking about crazy like anything really. I'm just staying positive, just working out here at the house. I'm just fine. But now,
There you
dude,
go.
hey, that song is
What's that?
Hey, Grant, how's it going?
How you doing, brother? But yeah, everybody thought I was crazy, dude. I'm like, no, it's just the medication. I'm not that.
Hey, cuz. Hey, cuz. I was diagnosed with impulsive generic redneck disorder.
Hell yeah.
I was diagnosed with being redskin.
That's okay. Shoot, people diagnosed me with being a city boy until they found out how hard I work.
That's too funny. That's too funny right there.
But lately, man, I ain't been myself, dude. So I mean, like, I've been isolated for years. I might self-talk a lot, and people are like, "What?" Yeah, I really don't even hardly do that anymore. Like, it was just from the medication. Everybody out here knows, or like the people in Jacksonville that knows me knows I'm not like aggressive. I'm harmless. I get along with everybody. I mean, everybody.
Society in general will want to make you step on the dark side of the moon.
Just don't let it, I don't let it get to me, you know? It is what it is, man. That's all it can be.
You can't fix stupid.
I'm stupid now. I'll admit that. Pretty dumb. I'm okay with that.
Hey, I'm going to point something out real quick. We've all done dumb shit. There's a difference between doing dumb shit and being stupid.
Right.
All right? Stupidity never gets better. It's just stupid. Doing dumb shit, hey, we've all done that. I mean, I got plenty of scars to prove.
Nobody's innocent, man. Nobody's innocent.
Guard will be all right. He just got cooked out in the damn Sahara Desert out there for like damn 6 months or some shit.
More like 12 years, but whatever.
What is that? The Sahara Desert? The Chihuahua? I forgot.
No, it's the Mojave.
Mojave.
The lower Mojave, actually.
I bet you it's hot.
It's down hot.
Yeah, he said it was 120 in the shade.
Damn.
125 degrees on a normal basis in the middle of the summer, about this time of year. And 90% humidity as a regular.
Ooh, that's double crucial, man.
You could cook your breakfast on the sidewalk.
Dang.
And that's no lie. That's actual truth. I actually took a freaking a cast iron skillet, stuck it out in a driveway of the house there, and about 10:30, I was able to fry eggs and bacon on that motherfucker.
Dang, that's insane, bro. That's pretty high now.
That's hot.
Not pretty hot. Yeah, that's intense. That's intense. My mom told me a story.
The top, the record heat that we ever had in Blythe, California, and I did this by checking a thermometer, an analog thermometer against a digital thermometer, mind you. 136.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
He said he saw some dude walking by with a pitchfork.
Holy shit, that's hot, man. That's crucial. I imagine it's probably hot
down there for vacation.
Dang, vacation. He's sweating the balls off on vacation, man. I'm gonna get a drink of water right quick. It's pretty warm, man. It's probably hotter now than it was, I would imagine. I don't know if it is, but
it was 100 here today, cuz.
Damn. Now the humidity is something I can't stand. I can deal with heat, but man, that humidity ain't no joke. 90%. Hello?
Yeah.
Phone's acting crazy. What the hell is it doing? It's not even touching anything and it's doing it.
Hey, Eric. And just real quick, I want to say hi to Kino, Chevy, Indy, and Heathen. Thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate y'all.
What the hell happened?
Oh,
can you hear me?
I'm gonna say this: when I was living out there in Blythe, every morning when I woke up sweating. And I bullshit you not. I woke up sweating. It gets down to about 80 degrees at about 3 in the morning.
Blaine, if you can hear me, my phone is,
yeah.
Dude, sorry. If you can hear me, my phone's acting crazy. I can't even see you. It's got all these tabs open. It's doing some crazy shit, man. Nobody believes me, man. That's what freaks me out. But I'm not going to let it freak me out. Let me exit if I can. I don't even see the StreamYard or nothing.
All right.
Let me fix this and let me try to get back.
All right, brother. Let me see. There we go. All right. Yeah, had some interesting shit in my life there that gives me perspective on that. So on another side, on the flip side, this is real. This is problems that, I want to point out to y'all. This has been coming since the 90s, since the 60s, since it's been coming. And I want to point out something else. We've been sitting here talking, all this big mess about, it's up to us. We got to stop this, that, and the other. Well, let me ask you something. America rebelled against King George over a 3% tax increase on top of a 2% tax. Okay. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah. Firearms confiscation and firearms restrictions. What the fuck? I just want to point those out real quick. California was the first to hit a 13% tax, state tax. I mean, I'm just gonna put that out there. 13 fucking %. Damn. Now, our founding fathers would be spinning in their graves right now, I says. And it's just being honest, all right? This ain't saying no radical shit or crazy out there outlandish crap. I'm pointing out real shit. All right? Yes, you cannot pay for all these fucking programs that the government themselves went and did without taxes. But I also want to point something else out at you. Did you ask for it? I'll say this, while I respect military and I want them to have all the cool toys, the fucking price tag, bro. I mean, $4 billion for a fucking plane. Do you realize billion with a B per overall net cost of one plane? And that ain't talking about nothing else. That ain't the munitions, that ain't the freaking, you know, whatever's. That ain't ships, that ain't freaking tanks, that ain't the bombers, that ain't the other planes, you know, I'm talking other fighter jets, that ain't freaking the salaries of every military personnel, ain't fucking, there's nothing like that. Just one plane. One. $4 billion. I don't know about you, but I ain't never seen $1 billion. Last time I checked, if you stacked $1 billion $1 bills on top of each other, flat on mind, you could knock the fucking ISS out of orbit. So, where's all this fucking money coming from, son? I got to know. I'll show you how much money I's got right now. There it is. See? That's all the money in my wallet. Nothing else. Nothing there. All the money I got. And y'all want to tell me I got to pay for $1 billion fucking plane? I just says, you know, hey, cuz.
$1 million will fit into a briefcase. $1 billion will fit on a pallet. And $1 trillion will fit in a warehouse.
Come on, motherfucker. Light.
Man, that's one hell of a big lighter.
My Bics are all dead.
But the government does not produce anything, they take. Even the money that they give us, we've already sent it to them.
Right.
From the tax collection. So the money that they give to us in these little chump change shit is already our tax money anyway.
Right.
So the government is not a producer at all.
No, they ain't, and that's another thing. And it's one of them things I got a gripe on. It's like, well, you want to go and basically you're just asking us to give you arms and ammunition. Just say it as it is. You're asking us to give you arms and ammunition. Plain and simple. That's what that is. It's not so much of a, I can sit there and says to someone, well, they've got this gold, they've got this money, that and the other. So, they can pay for it. No, they are taking our money and handing it back to us. And thus for.
Potato Head just gave Ukraine another $500 billion in the past month.
No, yeah, no, I mean, billion fucking dollars, $1 billion for what? Giving them shit. $1 billion will fit on a pallet, so that's 4 pallets. All right, that's 4 pallets of cash. And now we're saying $1 billion. We're saying that is at the highest denomination. It's not just $1 billion $1 bills, mind you.
That's a lot of vodka and caviar.
Yeah, but they're talking sending, and I'm just gonna put it out there, F-35s out these people. They're talking sending F-16s. Now I don't know if you know about the price tag on F-16, but they ain't cheap.
They got a bunch of zeros on them.
I'll put it this way: an F-16, the F-16 was supposed to be cheap. It was supposed to be economical, but at a price tag of more than $1 million, ain't nothing fucking economical. So
Ukraine is just another proxy war, just like Afghanistan, just like Iraq.
Well, actually, those were not proxy wars. Funny enough, of all those fucking wars, those were not proxy wars. Iraq and Afghanistan, we were there. We were there with military presence. Of course, yes, we were fighting a bunch of dudes with fucking pitchforks and guns and knives and machetes and fucking goats. But
the Soviet Union was there in Afghanistan before we were, and they got their ass kicked.
Right. See, this is one of those things. I'm just like, you don't want to go over there try to piss in their fucking pod. All right, it's just the way it is. It's the same thing about them coming over here and wanting to piss in our pod. I'm gonna tell you. You come my backyard and you start fucking around, son, we gonna have a lot more than words. And that's the way as every American looks at it. Every real American, I'll say it. Because, we got these fucking pain asses out there, and I'll just be fair and honest. Oh, I fucking hate America. And motherfucker, leave. Ain't nobody stopping you except you. The fuck on. Because that's what is the problem here. All right? If you love the fact that you live in America, you get to do this shit, well then, stand up for it, you little fucking measly punk. I mean, this is where it comes back to what I was saying to Grant. When I was 19, I ran away. I resolved that day to never again do that because of what happened. I ain't running. Y'all can call me crazy all you want. Here's the fucking reality, son. After that day, I'm more scared of running than I am scared of fucking fighting. I'll put it that way. So if these boys won't come over here and start a problem, well, I know that there are at least 40 million other motherfuckers just like me. At least. Mind you, U.S. population is much larger than that. I'm just saying that there are at least 40 million other motherfuckers just like me with that same attitude. Motherfucker, you stepping on my mud. You stepping on my boots. We not just about to have words. You about to have a fucking right cross, son.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. I used to stack fucks like you 6 foot high and use you for sandbags. Now, get off my lawn. But for on the reals though, I'm just says, you know, it's a matter of they realize that there is that big of a threat. They realize that there is that big of a fight. And that's one of the reasons why you'll never see us be invaded. But because of how much of a warrior culture we are, now I'm not putting down any other culture out there. I know the Chinese are warriors, Russians are fucking warriors, fucking the Middle East are warriors, the Europeans are warriors, fucking Malaysia's warriors, fucking South America's warriors, fucking you name it. Everybody comes from a specific warrior culture of some sort. Even Canada. They're the most polite people you ever meet. All right?
But
I just said that there is
today,
something about Americans you do not want to step on that man's dick. I'm going to tell you right now.
the only drawback we got right now in this day and time is we got a bunch of Richard Simmons enlisting into the military.
Well, they had to get their numbers up somehow. And smart people like me are going, fuck you. Tell you what.
Okay.
When the draft comes around and y'all go and pass me over again because I'm just too crazy for you, all right. Whatever. I'm just going to say,
I can see
they passed me over so many times for other things. When I went and I fucking volunteered, for God's sake.
I can see it now, a pictorial in my mind. Richard Simmons standing up in his foxhole going, "Work it out, boys, work it out."
Yeah, do it, boys. Yeah.
Shake a little booty here. Just watch out for that M80 coming across.
I'm sorry, but dude, all that I call that is actual cannon fodder. I mean, it would have been one thing being, part of Charlie and just, yeah, you're fucking going in, boys. It's gonna be some
I believe
shit.
that.
But
I believe that's what.
It's a different story when we're talking. You got a bunch of fucking soy nuts walking around with guns looking down the fucking barrel because they don't know which end the bullets come out of because they were too soy to fucking shoot while in the middle of training.
Have you ever heard of that?
Son of a bitch in that entire fucking platoon. So you're sitting there watching every other dumb motherfucker sitting there.
Have you ever heard of that term, friendly fire?
Frag out! Oh shit! I'm sorry. That's bad humor.
I'm sorry I shot that dude next to me in the foxhole, but he was trying to play that Brokeback Mountain bullshit.
Look, I don't play like that. I don't accept play like that. If you want to do that with the rest of the guys and they're cool with whatever, fine. But just don't do that to me, all right? I'm just square with you, all right? We can fight on the same motherfucking battle lines. I don't need to know what way you lean, all right? I don't need to know. Just have the balls to do what you need to do, the gumption to get there, and, you know, adhere to rank. That's it. I don't fucking care about anything else. Do your fucking do in the middle of it. That's it. That's all it is. Everything else, I don't fucking care about because that's not imperative to me getting back alive. I want to come back home. That's my thing. Every man who goes into combat wants to come back home.
In one piece.
Well, alive. Whether or not that's one piece is a total different fucking story. Alive. You want to see your family again. You want to see your friends again. That's all it is. So if that's the case, if I've got to go over and possibly die, but I just don't want to fucking die, why are you sending me over there with a completely incompetent team who cannot fucking get what end of the fucking barrel the bullets come out of? And can't keep their finger off the bang switch while they're walking behind me. I mean, this is a big deal for a lot of vets out there. I know that they've seen this shit. They're watching these fucking fruitcakes over there. Just can't even sit there and be like, dude, I don't care about your fucking sexual orientation. I care about the orientation of your rifle here on this fucking range. Hit that motherfucking target.
What I'm worried about is that RPG that's coming my way.
Oh my God. I wanted to just sit there and cry sometimes because it's that hopeless. This is what our military looks like. Thank God for the US Militia. Because y'all are some solid fucking hard motherfuckers. But fuck. Our military is a cesspool right now. Yeah, a lot of them still that are, you know, that fucking decided to stay in because they knew that this shit was going to fuck shit up. And they just wanted us to have that little semblance. Dude, you are the fucking real heroes. Right now, right here. Y'all are the real motherfuckers. And
they lost a lot of their good people. Yeah, because of that C-19 bullshit.
Yeah. And they wanted that. They wanted that because what you don't understand, cuz, or maybe you do understand, but you know what most folks in the fucking just out there in the world don't understand is that they wanted it that way because they wanted people who would be easy to manipulate and get them to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do.
They wanted to get rid of the conservative, patriotic soldier.
Exactly. Because the patriotic soldier will never fire on American citizens if they have a choice. They won't fire on an American citizen unless that American citizen is doing something that is going to cause harm to other Americans. That's a known fact amongst anybody who's had dealings with people who are in the military, let alone the fucking in the military. They hold that shit real close to their hearts. Like, dude, I am here to protect Americans, not kill Americans. What the fuck over?
What I understand right now, the enlistment now is down to an all-time low of like 13%.
I'll say this, with all their freaking soy boy recruiting bullshit and whatnot, that's literally the best recruitment ad the US Militia could ever had. I'm gonna point that out. These motherfuckers doing all this fucking fruitcake shit, and, you know, I had 2 moms. I don't give a fuck. So you had 2 moms. So what? You overcame all these obstacles. That's great. Now, what obstacles are you overcoming in the military? What obstacles are you overcoming in the field? Because I don't give a shit, not one fuck, about whether or not You had 2 moms, and that was your inspiration for being in the military. I give a shit about what the fuck are you doing to the dude over there that's shooting at us? I care about results.
A lot of this lack of enlistment is because of family persuasion, because of the family members that are ex-military. You know, it's family persuasion. Say, hey man, this whole system's fucked up. Don't bother to join right now.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You would be. I actually got this straight from the fucking recruiter who told it to my face when I went in to go and try and sign up with the Army. You're in the militia. You're best where you're at. You're doing far more where you're at than anybody else is doing right now. This is back in 2010. You are going to be so necessary for our country. You're doing so much right now where you're at. Why do you want to be active duty in the Army? I said, well, I'm homeless. I don't have an income. I need to have that semblance, because I don't have very many friends. Because, hey, I'm a Minuteman. It's one of the downsides of it. You just fucking don't really have that opportunity to make very many friends, because either they end up dead or they end up hating you.
You were looking for stability.
Yeah, I was looking for stability. I was looking for the ability to have that kind of structure. Because the militia is not that way. Not at all. It's a good fucking thing they're not that way too. Because the militia is made up of you and I, Americans who are not in the military, but have the ability to have that force that we are protecting our homes, we are protecting our homeland. We have that ability of force. And that's not one of the partisans or whatever, the freedom fighters. No, that is the militia. Plain and simple, the security of a free state, protecting from outside and from within. That's
What happened
the
to
militia does.
What happened to Grant?
They were hacking him pretty hard, and they're fucking with him, and just because he wanted to get up here, and because that's the way the government works. They're watching me, because they already watch me. It's just the fact that I do it like so nonchalant, and I just put it the fuck out there, because what's the point? Now they just don't really give a fuck to really fuck with me. They're like, oh well, he's gonna do it legit. Then fuck it, let's watch.
My signal got knocked out, and by the time I came back on, he was gone.
Yep. It was kind of messing up my signal a little bit too. But I'm gonna say it's like, we're trying to find out who you associate with, Mr. Grant. Well, guess what? I don't even know the man's real name. I'm pretty sure it's Grant, but I don't know. And I will say this. We've never met in actual hand-on-hand, handshake acquaintance.
Where did he say he lived? Where did he say he lived at? Florida?
I think. I've been all over this country, and I met lots and lots of people. However, that sort of association ain't what I'm talking with here. Me and Grant just talk on the interwebs. So if you're trying to get something out of him, as to me, you're fucking up. And if you're trying to get something out of me as to him, you're fucking up. This is how the disorganized militia works. We don't know each other, but we'll fucking back each other up, you bet your ass. Because we're Americans. Hell, the song's my cousin, man. I ain't met this man in person in my entire life. Let that blow your mind. I am a fucking loner by nature. So, if that's why, they're just wasting their time. And guess what? That's great, because that means I'm a red pawn. Y'all came after me first. Fucking awesome, man. You forgot about all these other motherfuckers because you were interested in me. Ha ha! Gotcha. See how that works? That's how that works. Y'all motherfuckers are looking in the wrong direction. The moment that you look the other direction, you should have been looking at me. That's how that works. That's why we use that kind of big brain move. What was it? The 47 Ronin, right? You remember the story of the 47 Ronin? 47 samurai were castigated and cast out of their society because their lord was killed. And so, in order to regain their honor, to be buried as samurai, they went and acted for a full several years, acted as if they just didn't fucking care anymore. And the main guy, the one who was the top samurai, the dude that was the big dude, the big dog, sells his sword to buy alcohol and just descends into alcoholism by appearance. These men then, once everybody's looking the other way, go in and take down the original lord who disgraced their lord, and thereby are able to commit seppuku and regain their honor as samurai. Now, we Americans are not suicidal. That's not part of our culture. Actually, we're warriors for survival. So, yeah, if we're fighting to win. And if we don't win, we're taking as many as we can so that the guys behind us will be able to. Oh, by the way, howdy, Moose. Hey, Pete. Yeah, it's a matter of deception, the highest form of war. Psychological warfare has a place on every battlefield, but most especially on the battlefield of liberty. You have to be willing to make some really crazy plays. You have to be willing to go out there and make people think, oh yeah, you are crazy, because of having to do certain things a certain way so that you can fly under the radar, sort of shit. That's how this works. You know, a lot of people, they look at Minutemen and they think, oh well, it's just somebody LARPing. That's why that's live ammunition, and we're not shooting at people, we're shooting at steel. But yeah, okay.
Oh, Potato Head just got his panties in a wad because SCOTUS just threw out that pay off the loan debt bullshit. You know, no more underwater basket weaving classes.
Yeah, I'm gonna point something else out to you. Our society is built on economics, and specifically the free market. Even though it's become crony capitalism, it still has the fundamentals of the free market. And those fundamentals are, if you incur a debt for any reason, you must pay that debt. Shit, sorry, cuz. Guess that's either my Wi-Fi or yours. Bone says, if you incur a debt, you must pay that debt. These young people decided to take a class that had no fucking foundation and had no use in the real world. And now they got to pay for it with nothing. Because they went after something that did not have a job. You go to school to learn a trade or a skill or a particular sense of knowledge. After you're doing all this other to be able to pay for it, you have to have a job first. I mean, I went to vocational school. At the same time I was working. At the same time I was going to community college. At the same time as I was busting my ass riding a bicycle to and from everything so that I could afford everything. And I was on a ramen noodle a month budget. Yeah. We're talking, I was fishing and hunting in the fucking Los Angeles basin to feed myself. I was fishing off of the piers to feed myself. I was fucking grub handing damn, seaweed to feed myself. I was out there hunting and gathering in the freaking foothills to feed myself. After going to school every day. These motherfuckers, they want to sit there and they want to say, "Oh, you owe me. I deserve it." Motherfucker, you ain't worked for it. You don't deserve shit. You deserve what you earn. Did you earn anything? Do you earn anything? No? Then you don't deserve shit. That does not extend it to those of physical disability or mental incompetency or incapacitation. All right? So, no. Y'all are not allowed. I'll put it that way. Y'all are not allowed to get away with it. Pay your dues. Pay your debt. You incurred a debt by going to school for something stupid. It's not my fault that you did that. So you need to pay for that. Instead of going to school to learn astrophysics, I picked up an encyclopedia. Big brain move. Use it. Don't just fucking say, "Oh, well," no, pick up a fucking book. They exist for a reason. You want to do this gender studies class or whatever, pick up a book. It's cheaper and you get all the knowledge you need. And say you want to go to a job. Well, make sure that that book's in your bag so you can turn around and say, "Well, this is on my resume, but this is what I know." See, unfortunately, if I took what I know into a job site, I'd need a freaking truck. Because I have a library that is scattered across the freaking four winds. But I have a library. So if I took what I know into a job site, they'd look at me and go, "You're really overqualified. I don't think we can afford you." Whereas y'all motherfuckers go into a job site and show that freaking gender studies certificate, and they're like, can you run a broom? No? Oh, you wash your toilet? What do you mean no? That's something you're supposed to learn from your parents. Well, I don't know. Can you balance the books? You know, can you do like rough equations, tough equations? No. Why? Well, I'm glad that I could see you went to college, you know, and you got this wonderful certificate, but I'm astonished. You're telling me you didn't learn mathematics, you didn't learn um basic life skills, you didn't learn how to budget, you didn't learn anything useful. And you look like the person who's kind of sedentary, so that's why I was asking those kind of questions, you know, like, are you going to run a broom? Are you going to use a plunger, you know, wash out a toilet, you know, mop the floor sort of thing, and janitorial stuff? Or are you going to be like, you know, a financial analyst, you know, doing our books and making sure that we're staying up on our taxes and our outflow versus our inflow, this, that, and the other, making sure that all the salaries are done. You're asking me to give you a job, but you have absolutely no skills I can utilize. Right. Well, I tell you what, over there, pick up that broom, that dustpan, and Bob, sure boy out of sweep. And I'll pay you for the day, son, but that's all as I can do. You think that's going to be enough to pay for your underwater basket weaving or your gender studies? Damn. This is what I'm talking about. I did that little skit right there so that you could kind of see an inside to what my first job interview looked like. Can you run a broom? See, this was a mock job interview, but this was one that I did with my dad. He's like, can you run a broom? Well, yes, sir, I think I can. All right, that's pretty good. You wash out a toilet? Yes, sir, I think I can. All right, might have a place for you. How are you with a cash register? I don't know fuck all about them. Well, we already have a janitor. You know, I was hoping to get a cashier, but we can move the janitor up to cashier, I guess. He knows how to use one. Okay, give you a job. You're gonna start at the absolute dead nuts minimum wage. In fact, I can only give you so many hours a day. I'm not going to pay you to be sitting around on your ass. And I sit there and I thought about it and I was like, damn, I actually need to go to school. Now, this was when I was 17, about to turn 18. All right. And my dad is just coming back into my life. That was one of our things is we did a mock job interview. And it was a eye-opening, just smacking the chops. Dude, you are a young buck. You don't know shit. get you a proper education that's going to be able to get you going somewheres, hat you a job, hat you probably a few jobs, and then you can afford to go and learn these other things. So, that's what I think on it. 13 days left. Scorching hot in Texas. Well, shit. I remember how it was when I was down there in the winter. If y'all just damn. It wasn't fun in the winter. Y'all in the summer. Ooh, boy, I bet it's even hotter than fucking Blythe is. Well, I don't know. What I've heard, you know, like, yeah, y'all get triple digits, but triple digits is relative. Yeah, freaking, I remember just like I was saying earlier, like 125, 90% humidity sitting there on the Colorado River going, I'm gonna die. It's too fucking hot. I can barely breathe. Fucking just can't even move. And I didn't have air conditioning. Hell, I barely had the opportunity to every once in a while turn on the swamp cooler of the property that I worked at. You can kind of imagine how hot it got there. Just that, dang. This is stupid. There's a reason I left Blythe. Dang, Moose. That's not hot, but it's not cool either. No, Oklahoma's got its own issues. Yeah, I tell you what. After that, back in I think it was 2006. No, not 2006. 2010, I believe. Maybe 2010. Might have been 2012, but I doubt it. I think it was 2010. They hit 136 with 90% humidity, and a bunch of the air conditioning systems in the whole town shut down, had a lot of power outages. We had overloads, grid overload. People were literally like this. They had their head above water, holding a beer in their hand like this just to stay cool enough, with their big old straw hats and whatnot, just sitting there in the water with nothing but a head and a beer on top of water. And you don't see shit else. And it's like, well, damn. That's how people survived. And when I mean, it was so hot out there, damn freaking, the catfish were coming up to the surface and flopping on the surface and breathing in the air like, I can't breathe. The water was 80 degrees, man. The water, I bullshit you not, was 80 fucking degrees. I went down there with one of them analog thermometers, and I'd actually put it down in the water, and I just sat there for a minute and was like, damn, it's nice and cool here. What's the temperature? I'm like, how is it that cool and yet that hot? The water was fucking 80 degrees. Yeah, that's... Fucking humidity is just it's a killer, man. But you get that kind of humidity with that kind of desert heat, and I'm talking the absolute ass end of the Mojave you know, before you get into the Sonoran, which is one of the largest deserts in the United States. All right, that's where Blythe is. It's on the edge of, on one side of the river, the other side of the river past Ehrenberg, that's all Sonoran. On this side of the river with Ehrenberg, on this side of the mountains, all of that is Mojave. And while the Sonoran gets fucking just stupid hot, all right, I'm not gonna lie, stupid hot. The Mojave Desert is known for one thing and one thing only: Death Valley. Why did they call it Death Valley? To the south, down near Blythe, there's a place called Fargo Wells, Levy, Tim Wells, Upwell, which is the area where you can draw water, where they used to draw water on the stagecoach. Going through that area between Blythe and Cayuga, that area is known as Rice Desert. Rice Desert, before it was Rice Desert, was the actual Death Valley. People would try to make it across there, and only by running the stagecoach route were they able to do so, because there was not enough water to do it on foot or by horseback. And Blythe regularly gets it into the high 120s, 125, 128, 130, regularly. Nope. I'm not where Blythe is anymore, so I thank God. But I'm just says, you know, this is where I moved out of just recently. I was able to get out of Blythe, and I swear to God, I'll never go back there if I can help it. This place is the real Death Valley. Has a higher death toll than Death Valley itself. Because, you know, with Death Valley, you know, the connotation Death Valley, people would fucking more often avoid that than not, right? They take the Oregon Trail, they take a ship or something, instead of going the fucking southern route across the desert, full of Indians and outlaws and miners and desert, endless wasteland, nothing but rocks and sand, sparse vegetation. Everything out there is trying to kill you or hurt you or maim you. Yeah. And then you come to what seems like a paradise by comparison, only to find out as the sun rises that paradise is hell on earth. And that the water that you thought was going to save your life is actually what kills you. See, something that y'all don't know about Blythe is that the water around there sits atop of a volcanic aquifer. It is high in iron sulfide and hydrogen sulfide. Sulfuric acid, and basically the rotten egg smell that everybody associates with gaseous stuff that's dangerous. sulfur, you know, lots of sulfur. And that tends to mess with your kidneys. And you drink water out there, well, folks from Blythe have folks that lived in Blythe or are from Blythe or, you know, up in Blythe sort of thing. They all have this particular saying, don't drink the water, it's cursed. If you drink the water, you will die here. You might go all over in the world, but you will die here. The reason why they says that isn't because the water's necessarily going to kill you the first time you drink it, although it might give you a bellyache. The reason why they says that is that most of the time people don't make it out of Blythe. The only way my dad made it out of Blythe was on a life flight. He died short time later in Loma Linda. So think on that for a second. Then on top of that, you've got all the mining operations out there. Lots of gold mines, lots of platinum mines, lots of lead mining, lots of jewels, gems, lots of fucking quartz, a lot of gravel. There's a lot of different mining operations out there. All right, I used to do some prospecting myself, so just point out to you that yeah, the water around there is fucking toxic. People that live there drink bottled or filtered on principle. Not because, you know, it stinks. No, on fucking principle. Don't drink the water around here. It will fucking kill you. It's a matter of time. It'll shut your kidneys down. What did my dad die from? Kidney, liver, pancreas, intestines, heart. Massive organ failure. All stemming from one kidney shutting down. Well, he drank a lot of alcohol. It's probably why he survived drinking that water for as long as he did. But he drank the fucking tap water. And y'all wonder as to why I'm like, No. It will kill you. It's just a matter of time. And the reason why is there are so many toxins in that water. I mean, we used to drink it filtered. After my daddy first had that first glass of water, the first time when we was there, he started drinking it filtered. Well, came a time he couldn't afford it. He got a DUI, got stuck in fucking Blythe, didn't have a whole lot going for him, so he decided to drink his problems away, and so he couldn't afford shit. Ended up not being able to afford the regular water, so he had to drink tap water. Couldn't afford to filter it. I went through the ringer, learning all this survival shit. So I went out there to go and help him. I bought some filters, of course. I'm not an idiot. At the time, I had Social Security. I can float a little bit here. So I did that. Bought some filters, bought filtered water, took care of food, took care of this, that, and the other. But I showed him something, brought it something, well, didn't show him something, but brought something back to his attention. And I guess it was a little too late. That, or he died from alcoholism, or he died from somebody poisoning his alcohol. I don't fucking know. At this point, I don't care. He's gone, and ain't no bringing him back. What I do know is, fuck Blythe. And speaking of drinking, time for the beer. Let's go get some. And I'm gonna get the we'll go let the Doge out. Unleash the Hund. Yeah, boy. Oh, shit. Hey, go on. Let's dolphin. All right. I'm gonna grab me a beer. Y'all just bear with me. Sorry for the seasickness. Ah, nice and icy. Feels good. Oh, yes. Beer of the day. Made in the Shade. Summer IPA. From you know who. Ninkasi Brewing Company. Anyways, it's a good beer. If their total domination's anything to go by, we're going to have ourselves a first taste of this particularly seasonal beer that they don't release all the time. So, citrusy yet kind of bready. That has got a lovely flavor. Damn. Me likey. A latte. That's damn good. Goes down smooth too. No, you're the best officer. You're not supposed to be in here. Mind you, I'm just talking to my dog. Don't go running away now. Y'all are more than welcome to come up here. I did do that thing in the doobly doobly doobly. Let me see if I can pin that so at least it's there. Hopefully, I think it's pinnable. Where'd I pick it? So yeah, I got some bones of pickings. When pinned you. All right, that works. And now, as I say, as a four, it may be hotter than fucking Satan's balls out here, but oh man, just a deep breath. All right, brother. I know they did it to me before. I was sitting there going, man, fuck you guys, fucking bullshit. I already know that this is not. I'm not paranoid or nothing. You're not paranoid or nothing. No, they're really fucking doing it. It's all right. Deep breath. It's all psychological warfare. They're trying to make you feel like you're crazy. They're trying to make you feel like that, you need to be afraid, and there's no reason. There's none. It's bullshit. It's all it is. And just that's where it is, right there. And no more fucks to give. Yeah, the Colorado River does run through Blythe. Matter of fact, right between Blythe and Ehrenberg. On the 10 freeway. That's right where I used to live. Probably about 14 miles off of that, down on 7th Avenue and Colorado River Road. Hidden Beaches River Resort. If you find that, you'll probably know exactly about whereabouts I used to live. Yeah, brother. Leave it up to Karma. She's got your back. And as long as you just let her, let it be. Because it will come back in full circle. Honda. Was ist? Nein. Was the whole thing on? Almost freaking knocked my phone out. No more fucks to give. My fucks have all been spent. I tried to go fuck shopping. No, my fucks fucked off from the building and I don't know where they fucking went. Yeah, brother, just no sweat. Just, you ain't gonna bother me, man. I've been through tougher shit. That's how I deal with it. Just fuck them and just straightforwards. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of Und was machst du? Houdini wants a party. Yeah, he wants a party, but he's not going to be partying. He kind of fucked up a little earlier. He tried eating one of them tomatoes that I bought specifically to go and plant. And he's going to end up planting some through the back of his back end pretty soon here. It's going to come out like grease lightning in a hot fucking twister, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that does suck. That fucking sucks. Laying out concrete in Texas when it's hot. Yeah, you have to get off of it early, real fast. Like, get out of the fucking way. Lay concrete, get the fuck out of the way. Let it harden and get the fuck off. Just like, you get out of there because it's too fucking hot to be fucking around. And not only that, but you're doing hard ass fucking work and that shit fucking hardens like that. Fuck. All right. I hear you. I got you, Pete. Give me a second here. See if I can. Well, I can't do that because I'm on my cell phone. I forgot. I can't introduce videos. Y'all can, but I can't because they fucked that off for us creators using a cell phone. If I was on my computer, which I'm not going to do because the damn battery's dead, I'd be able to do it all day long. Like, hey, look, here it is. But can't do that. I don't have that. I have my cell phone. More than welcome to come up here, Pete, and play it if you want. That train, that train, that train. This train, it ain't bound for glory. I don't.
Bro, how long you been on? How long you been on YouTube? You want to tell me you don't know how to play other people's video? Damn.
No, it's not even that. No, look. From my cell phone.
Oh, you on your cell phone? Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Better picture quality, better speaker so I can hear you.
All right.
And
okay, got you.
better microphone so you can hear me.
Okay, I got you. All righty. Let me see. Okay, so there has a little bit history why I did this video. I was on some other channel. He was playing that music, and he was just talking about the Russian-Ukraine war, you know. So I said, yeah, you know, they do match together. Let me find a good video that matches together. So I came up with this, and I think it's funny, you know. So everybody who got sense of humor probably laughed with me, but unfortunately, there are not too many people of those.
It's all good. I'll probably get a copyright strike and all that fun shit. And you know,
no, you're not going to get a copyright. It's no copyright.
In the words of Thomas Benjamin Esquire, I have no more fucks to give.
Right. Yeah. If you, I put it in the StreamYard. You just have to put it up, and then I play it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, I like it. I thought it's funny, you know, because the lyrics matches with what he sings. You know. Here we go.
I tried, and I tried even more. I cried, and I can't recall what for. I pushed, I yelled, I begged in hopes of some success. But the inevitable fact is that it never will impress. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have run it dry. I tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I've no more fucks to give, no more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget and I'm now in fucking debt. I strive to get everything done. I play by all the rules, but I very rarely won. I smiled, I charmed, I wooed and laughed, alas to no avail. I've run round like a moron to unequivocally fail. I've no more fucks to give, my fuck fuse has just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day, but they've upped and fucked off home. I've no more fucks to give, my fuck rations are depleted. I've rallied my fuck army, but it's been fucking defeated. The effort has just not been worth the time or the expense. I've exhausted all my energy for minimal recompense. The distinct lack of acknowledgement has now begun to go, and I've come to realize that I don't give a fuck at all. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have flown away. My fucks are now so fucked off they refuse to fucking stay. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have gone insane. They come back round and pass me while they're fucking off again. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have all dissolved. I plan many projects, but my fucks won't be involved. I've no more fucks to give, my fucks have all been spent. They fucked off from the building and I don't know where they went. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks to give.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I just thought the dance matches with what he's singing, you know, because, you know, I don't know. I thought it was funny.
That was excellent editing. That was hilarious how you actually lined up each freaking with the different choreography and the
300
that's
days.
good, man. That's good.
Yes, I am in Texas. How do you stop a Russian invasion? Give them a case of vodka.
You need more than a case, cuz, but I tell you what. Yeah, that's about how you stop a Russian invasion. You give them a couple hundred cases of vodka, and then you just sit back and wait.
Right.
They'll take care of themselves.
Yeah, and you know what happened? You know, when I uploaded that video and I went live and I showed it on my channel, my internet got disconnected. And then Polarin, who was in the chat, said, yeah, the Russian probably turned the lights off on you. It took me maybe half an hour till I rebooted my internet. At first I thought maybe he's right. Hey, you never know. So
Vodka. He's like, hey. Oh no. Now I'm about to be ambushed by a war dog. Oh, he decided not to. Okay.
Yeah, I got half an hour.
Ha! Deception is the art of war dog. Was ist hun? Nine. What's the whole thing with that? Got out of here.
Und was machst du? So yeah, we got half an hour playing.
Half an hour.
Yeah, I'm jumping in half an hour on my channel, so you should too.
Oh, for the hangout. All right.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm on that. I'm on that. I see you. I got you.
All righty. I hope everybody else gonna be on time, because it's 6 people, so hopefully they all make it. Yeah, but it's hot lately, man. But the temperature went a little bit down. I mean, it is below 100 now. The above 100 was really terrible. 107, 115, 104.
That heat. A lot of people don't realize it. They talk shit like, "Oh, you don't know what hot is," and this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna point something out to you. All around the world, in the different places where it gets hot, it's a different kind of heat for every place. 157 in Persia is not the same as 125 in Blythe, is not the same as 100 in Texas, but it feels like it.
Well, when in the media it says there is no life there, so that should say a lot, actually. There is not a damn insect or any animal. There is nothing in that desert. That's the hottest spot on this earth. I mean, I understand that valley is hot, but 100 heat is heat. 120 degrees compared to 150 degrees. Yeah, you're gonna burn your ass. How about that?
Yeah, but here's the difference.
Yeah, I mean,
120 degrees is some of the most humid 120 something degrees you will ever experience in your life.
Right.
It's humid. Like the humidity is like Texas, but the heat is like, it's sunlight. Like I would say, not so much Iran, but I would say maybe maybe Iraq, sorta, not quite. More like Jordan, that area has a little bit more oceanside, but a little bit more also rocky, hilly terrain rather than the sandy basin desert.
Well, this 157 is dry heat. There is no desert around. I mean, no ocean around or so.
Yeah, it's a really dry heat. Whereas, like, you know, Jordan on one side has an ocean, so you get a little bit of humidity coming in on the other. But,
Like
you know,
Vegas, it's like summertime in Vegas. Just add another 30 degrees to that, because
yeah.
most likely it's in the 120s in the summer in Vegas, right?
Well,
So
Death Valley is known for its dry heat, whereas Blythe is known for its wet heat. All right. Like the actual Death Valley up near Vegas is known for its dry heat, whereas the Death Valley that was supposed to be Death Valley but got renamed into, I believe it was the Palo Verde Valley. It's really is the hottest place with that amount of humidity on the planet. It gets hotter there than it does on the equator.
Mm-hmm. Well, I never stopped there. I passed by, you know, but I
Smart thing. It was a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Fucking Blythe.
Yeah, I drove by there, you know. I took the 15 freeway, 15 north from LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went past there, but you didn't go through there. You went through the other place that's almost like that. It's up near Meade, but it doesn't get as hot as Blythe does. It's actually,
well, like I said, I was
cooler.
right. I was just passing by, and I didn't stop there. I didn't lose
But
anything.
yeah, it's 75 degrees cooler. You drive up from Blythe along the 95 to go and connect with the 15, and you will feel the difference in temperature.
Mm-hmm.
You actually feel it go from oppressively hot furnace blowing in your face to,
Like,
all right, it's manageable. It's still fucking hot, but it's manageable. I'm doing about like 65, something like that. It's manageable. Then you go to, oh, thank God it's freaking cooling off. And you don't realize it's only gone down to like 85, 90 degrees or something like that.
right. Oh, that's not it. That's 10. The 10 passed by. Okay. Yeah, I did pass by Blythe. When I left LA. Yeah, the 10 goes straight from LA to Phoenix, so right to the border there.
Blythe is on the is what I like to call on the east coast of California.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple places where you can call it the east coast of California. There's Lake Tahoe, and I believe like one other lake a little further north, but there's also the Colorado River. Those are the places I call the east coast of California.
Right.
Because California's got a west coast freaking gigantic, you know, it's most of the west coast here. California makes up 2/3 of the west coast.
So 13 days, you in Texas too?
Huh. Yeah, solar flare may actually be worse than a nuclear bomb. Nowadays. it wouldn't have been such a big deal maybe 150, 200 years ago. If we got a massive solar flare, well, I'm talking up in the, we're talking well past X class. We're talking, beyond X5. We're talking, I'd say gamma, gamma class or higher. And just real solar flare, all right? Like, we're talking not just would wipe out all life on Earth, but would sterilize the planet for millennium to come because of the amount of matter blasted off the Earth. That kind of would have actually been a life ender several hundred years ago, whereas now we're talking an X class, just normally what we get like an X3, X4 right now. In a couple of years, a couple hundred, not even a couple hundred years, I'd say maybe 15, 20 years will be enough to shut down grids all across the world because of the lack of magnetosphere for that short time that it flips. If we get a solar flare right in the middle of that, that's going to be a problem.
My X is far more dangerous than the nuke. Yes, I mean in Fort Worth, whereas is in Houston.
He ain't lying. Song ain't lying about that. You'd have to have heard some of the stories about his ex. Depending on which one, the woman was the fucking wicked witch of the East. I tell you, she wasn't a wicked witch. She was the wicked bitch. Like this Yankee was hell. All right, and no, I firmly understand what he is talking about with that. This woman could actually be more destructive than a nuclear weapon. She is actually the connotation of a weapon of mass destruction.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead get ready. I see you guys over there. So
all right.
In 20 minutes, so you guys can jump over there. I talk to you soon, man.
All right. See you then, dear.
See you guys later.
So yeah, y'all, at around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going over to Pete's and doing the old I don't know, prepper hangout. I don't know. Just it's basically just a YouTuber meetup sort of thing. Hang out, talk this, that, and the other. About his specific topics that he wants to talk about, as it says, but and always respect the host sort of thing. Understood. Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, is y'all gonna come by and say hi for certain. I hope. Now, that being said, the Freedom Forum is still open for another 20 minutes. 25. 20 minutes, yeah, that's about right. So, feel free to jump up if you want. If not, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna talk about some of these bones I'm picking. And I'm picking on these bones. And Nucky Sam, you don't give me a lot of bones to pick on. No wonder why. Because there's a reason for the Minuteman. The Minuteman is supposed to protect, pretty much be the protector of America. That's the idea. As an individual, you can only do so much, so you do so much on the political side, so you could talk to your individuals on the other side of it. Because you got to be, you can't be organized. You have to be the disorganized. So in order to talk to the others, you have to have a political stance. The Minuteman. You have to do these things a certain way. in order to make it so that we can see another day. It's the truth of the world. I hate it that it rhymes, but if it rhymes, that shouldn't be what stops you from using the truth. So I'm saying, don't give me a lot of them bones to pick on. And one of my bones is why you got to go running over somewhere else to go and fight? Why not let them come here? Let them pick on the real motherfuckers. I'm gay. I mean, for all your budget bullshit and whatnot, it's all just a bunch of hairy, scary, and fucking. It's going to be an instant fucking death, anyways. What does it matter? I mean, it'd be like going down in a submarine. Oh, wait, too early? Because, I mean, they didn't experience shit other than fucking the joy of being that far down in the water, or, maybe a little bit of terror because shit wasn't going exactly right on a submarine as it should have been. But, hey, not that big a deal, Wouldn't drop the ballast. Okay, well, we can still function. We can still work with this. It's not that big a deal. Then it's over. That quick. Boom, gone. You don't even realize it happened. It's already over. It's actually the least fucking scary way to go. Yeah, your heart's pounding in a military sub, but in that particular situation, going down there to look at something that's been part of history. It's just you're excited for all this shit. Yeah, it's over that quick. You don't have time to react. You don't have time to respond. It's done. It was done before you thought about it. That's the way that most military fucking weapons will do it if they kill you. It's over. It's done. You don't experience shit. You're dead. That fast. So, what am I supposed to be afraid of? Are these motherfuckers actually that much of a threat? We're watching them fall apart against men with our fucking guns. What are we supposed to be afraid of now? Sure, if they tried to, come and do us something, you'd find out which ones are real men and which ones are cowards. I know that right now. But I'm gonna point something else out to you. And I believe that I need to give some credit where credit's due. My inspiration for that one, for this particular comment, comes from another YouTuber on here, Habitual Lion Crosser. Y'all sub that motherfucker. He's cool. He's actually dead nuts on his shit. All right. But I'm supposed to be scared of militaries that can't fight an intensely smaller country with, albeit less guns so many less guns that we actually had to give them guns. And they came back and fought one hell of a fight. And we're the ones making these guns. We're the ones who have this knowledge and technology. We're making these guns. Because weapons in the United States is something we do. That's fucking really well. I'm speaking as on the whole sort of thing, all right? We just do weapons well. I mean, for instance, You get my drift. We just it's a skill. Most Americans know weapons. It's a weapon thing. We got it down. We do weapons. Okay, we're good with them. We make them really well. So you're telling me that these people on the other side of the planet are sitting there telling us that you're telling us that they're a fucking threat and this, all and that and the other. We spent all these millions and billions of dollars into fucking putting into this, all this extra military hardware and equipment. And they are losing to fucking riflemen. Albeit armed with some equipment from America. They are losing to riflemen. And repetitively, like it's been a theme. We're supposed to be scared of this. This is my point. Y'all are selling me on a fucking war on the other side of the planet. And instead of, why should I be afraid of these motherfuckers? Matter of fact, we spent all this fucking money and this shit is fucking useless against a bunch of fucking apes with guns. Using the equipment from that same fucking country. It's the monkey, not the fucking wrench, but you know what I'm saying. It's a matter of those who live in perpetual fear will always do something in order to give and grant so that somebody else fights their fucking battles for them. On the other hand, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, when it all comes down to it, you die alone and ain't nobody coming to help you at that moment. It's up to you. You are on your own. Getting yourself into bad situations that'll possibly get you killed, you only have yourself to blame. On the flip side, if you die for a good reason, you can be content with that. So and you don't always have to die in other situations, these other situations where it's my point. It's like I'm thinking on a level of going down with a submarine versus just being a Minuteman and getting your ass shot off. I mean, I'll take the bullets, thank you. You're scary as fuck, you bet. But I ain't going down in that tin can, man. There's nothing I can do about it. That's a fucking coward's way out. That's suicide. Thank you, no. However, you want a heads up right here? Let's go. I'm good with it. I'll make a last stand. You bet your ass. Everything I got left. And then some. God bless America, and here we go. Because that's how that stands. The militia is strong. We've been strong for a fucking long time. And the military is that's that tip of the spear, tip of the sword. The militia. We're that fucking hand grenade sitting on the side, just waiting to be lit. Just waiting to be rolled out there. That fuse going. Till then, we stand back and we wait. We're that last line of defense. That overwhelming thumper fuck that waits in the wings. Well, that's going to be the moment where you start to, that's going to be another one of those moments. I'm just telling you, when we get that, and it's a matter of, we're working really hard to reinforce infrastructure and this, that, and the other. That's, trust me, Americans aren't stupid. Most Americans are not stupid. It's just those fucking screaming crybaby fucking minority dumbasses. And when I says minority dumbasses, I mean the ones who have the mental midgetry. All right, mental midgetry issue with the little big man complex. You know what I'm saying? They think that if they scream and shout, it'll make a fucking difference. It don't. You have to sit back, and then all at once, like a bunch of fucking grains of sand smacked into one fucking hand, you come in with a right hook. Good night, motherfucker. I'm tired of your bullshit. That's how you do it. Otherwise, it's not, all this screaming crybaby bullshit. Whatever. Unity in resistance. It's the only thing that fucking actually does that. Unity in resistance. Like, look, I don't mind you being this ways. I don't mind your thoughts this ways. I don't mind whatever. But unless we can agree that I don't need to have that in my face, and I have the choice to walk away from it if I do so choose, and you're not going to have other people getting all worked up and shoving it in my face, we're good. Don't be getting people worked up. Ain't no reason for it. I won't get worked up about something. How's about this? $40 million. That's the number of individuals who walked across the freaking southern border into the United States. Military-aged males. Not necessarily of Hispanic or Latin American origin. $40 million. And y'all won't tell me that I need to not be aware of, like, I need a gun, I need to have my preps, I need to have myself set up so that I am ready with food, water, shelter, means of defense, and a plan. Fuck you. For reals. And a horse you done run on. Because I got nothing for you. I'm going to be fighting forwards. The moment it comes to my doorstep, I will be fighting the forwards. Y'all better understand that right here and now. Stay out of my way. And don't point a gun at me unless you mean to use it, because I will fucking shoot you dead. At that moment, that's where that comes down to. I'm not trying to bandy words. I'm not trying to be mean about it. It's just the reality. Don't point a gun at me, because I will shoot you. I'm not trying to shoot you. I'm trying to protect myself. I'm trying to get myself from A to B. Trying to protect others. In the instance, I see y'all shooting at them. Don't be shooting other motherfuckers. And, oh yeah, here in the United States. Don't be going and fucking committing that other bullshit. Otherwise, welcome. We always love it when we get reinforcements. That being said, motherfucker don't vote left. Don't vote right neither. Vote correct. Use your brain. And God bless the USA. With that being said, y'all, it's about that time. I need about 5 minutes to get my shit in right in order. Oh, crack my neck here and whatnot. This has been Yo Guardsmanom. And motherfuckers, I am out.